Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward. And in this video, I'm going to answer a question that was sent in through the Total Fitness Bodybuilding app about pre and post workout nutrition. This was sent by Lester, and he says, "Hi Lee, I'm 5'8", 173 pounds. What do you think about taking a protein shake before the gym? Would it be beneficial for muscle growth and repair? Should I take it with a slow digesting source of carbohydrates? And then should I have dextrose and maltodextrin post-workout along with creatine and glutamine? I've heard leucine is a good amino acid to take. I'm thinking about taking a protein shake before the gym. Was wondering, would this be better than having a post-workout shake afterwards?" Man, I'm getting confused just reading this. When it comes to pre and post-workout nutrition, the truth of the matter is it's not as big of a deal as a lot of people make it out to be. What matters the most in terms of real-world success for building muscle, burning fat, and reaching your fitness goals is consistency with your training. So not so much what you take before you work out or what you take after you work out, but the fact that you just freaking go to the gym and work out. That's the most important thing right there. And consistency with your diet. Consistency over the long term, meaning what you're eating over the course of the day, what you're eating over the course of several days, several weeks, several months, several years, the big picture. That's what matters the most. Not these little nitty-gritty details of, oh, should I take this before and take that after, and what if I combine this amino acid with that one? And, you can experiment with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But in the greater scheme of things, I think you'll find that it doesn't make that big of a deal either way. And one of the things I've found, I've been around this game for a long time. I started, I'm 20 plus years. And one of the things I've found is the more advanced lifters, the more advanced bodybuilders, very often they have a very simplistic approach to their training and nutrition, even more simple and basic compared to a lot of novice lifters. But the thing is, the advanced guys are consistent day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, and over the course of several years, then they have a physique that everyone looks at and say, "Oh my God, what are you doing? What are you taking?" Everything else. But it's not some magical formula. It's not some magical workout or magical exercise or set and rep pattern or magical pre-workout supplement or any of that crap. It's consistency over the long term. It's making little bits of progress day after day over the course of several years, and that's what leads to real-world results. And I've found that the more advanced guys tend to have a very basic approach, but they have mastered that approach. So they're masters at doing the basics consistently. And to kind of share a story about this, I remember a few years back, we at our local bodybuilding show, we had Branch Warren, who was going to guest pose for us. Now, if you're not familiar with Branch Warren, he's one of the top IFBB pro bodybuilders. He's placed as high as second in the Mr. Olympia competition, won the Arnold Classic, top bodybuilder, one of the world's best bodybuilders. So obviously he knows what he's doing, very advanced. And he was our guest poser. And the guy who was putting off the show owns a local supplement store here in town. And he he picked Branch up at the airport and was kind of taking care of him the whole weekend while he was here in town. And he was going to take Branch to the gym. And he said, before we go to the gym, do you need anything to take beforehand? Do you need any pre-workout or any supplements? He says, "I own a supplement store. Anything you want, you're welcome to it." And Branch just looked at him and said, "Meh, I don't need any of that stuff. Just need a cup of coffee." So, I'm thinking, here we are, one of the world's top pro bodybuilders with access to an entire supplement store. All he has to do is ask. And he says, "Nope, don't need any of that. I just want a cup of coffee." And he's good to go to the gym. So it kind of puts things into perspective. All right? You don't need all the crap that's being pushed at you through the magazines and through the internet and the supplement companies. A lot of it is hype and BS. Now, there are some supplements out there that can help, right? But not as much as the magazine advertisements and the online ads and all that would lead you to believe, right? The key to success is not found in a supplement or a pre-workout concoction or anything like that. The key to success is consistency with training, consistency with nutrition, and consistency over the course of several years, right? It's not something that's going to happen overnight, and it's not going to come from a bottle, right? It takes hard work, and hard work over the long term. So, I mean, hopefully this helps to kind of shed some light on the topic. All these questions you're asking here, it really, you know, it's nitty-gritty details. It really doesn't matter in the greater scheme of things. Now, with that being said, I'm still going to provide you with some practical advice to help you optimize your workouts. What I recommend is when you go to the gym, you want to be comfortable and you want to feel energetic. That's the most important thing. And to kind of give you an example, like let's say you go to the gym after work. I mean, that's when a lot of people go, right? After work tends to be the rush hour for most gyms. So if you're going to the gym then, chances are, you know, you've had a full day at work, at the office, or whatever it is you do for a living, and you're probably feeling a bit tired, a bit groggy, you might be feeling a bit hungry. So it would be nice to have something in your system to control your hunger and to give you a little bit of a mental and physical pick-me-up. So something like a cup of coffee or maybe a caffeine pill could help give you that little, you know, energy boost and just that little bit of a, you know, mental sharpness that you need to get through your workout. And something light in your stomach. Maybe have a small meal or snack about an hour before you go to the gym. And I actually made a video talking about this not too long ago where I recommended having a protein shake and a piece of fruit about an hour before you go to the gym. And again, this is just something that is going to provide you with some energy, some, you know, fast digesting protein, some easy digesting carbohydrates, and it's nothing too heavy. It's not going to sit on your stomach and make you feel bloated and sluggish, but it's going to give you a little bit of energy to kind of control your appetite and to just allow you to get through your workout feeling comfortable without feeling hungry and having those, you know, your belly growling halfway through your training session. I mean, if you've tried to train when you're hungry, it's not fun. I mean, if you try to do anything when you're hungry, it's not fun. I mean, it takes away from your willpower, it takes away from your energy. I mean, when your belly is growling, it just distracts everything. So it's nice to have something just to curb your appetite and allow you to train comfortably. So that's why I recommend having a light meal about an hour before you go to the gym. Now, as far as post-workout, if you want to have a post-workout shake, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but it's not critical. It's not like it's going to make or break your success or your gains in the gym. It's not like, you know, back in the day, they used to always recommend having your post-workout shake during the window of opportunity. So, you know, it was right after you finish your last rep of your last set, you had to drop the weights, run into the locker room, and chug down a shake with protein and carbohydrates and creatine or whatever it was. And if you didn't do that, then the workout was a waste and you weren't going to make any gains. Well, that's kind of been debunked. That's, you know, really a crock of crap, and it was kind of a good pitch used to sell supplements, and it certainly worked because a lot of people bought into that. I mean, I bought into it for years and did it myself, but it's not that critical. You know, you can wait until you get home from the gym and have a post-workout shake if you want, or you could skip the post-workout shake entirely and just have your next scheduled solid food meal. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I would much rather sit down to a solid food meal, you know, some meat and potatoes and veggies and then some real food rather than, you know, chasing down another protein shake. I mean, I try to keep protein shakes to a minimum and focus the majority of my diet around real, solid, wholesome food. And that's what I would recommend for anybody. I mean, protein shakes have their place. I mean, they're convenient sources of protein. And I mean, they're great when you don't have time for a meal or something like that. But I mean, if you can have a real meal, hey, have a real meal. The hell with the shake, eat real food. That will be much more nutritious and much more beneficial in the long run when it comes to your overall muscle building and fat loss goals. So hopefully this helps to shed some light on the topic of pre and post workout nutrition. And if you have any questions, comments, or feedback related to this, please feel free to post those down in the comment section below. I'll chat with you down there. And in the meantime, have yourself a fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you in my next video. Take care. Over and out.